Many of us are trying to do the right thing for our health. We diligently scan food labels, looking for ways to cut down on sugar, which we know contributes to weight gain, type 2 diabetes, and a host of other health problems. In our search for healthier alternatives, we often turn to products proudly labeled sugar-free, zero-calorie, or keto-friendly. These foods promise the sweetness we crave without the well-known downsides of sugar. One of the most common ingredients making this possible is a sweetener called erythritol. Found in everything from protein bars and energy drinks to sugar-free ice cream, it has become a go-to for food manufacturers and health-conscious consumers alike. But emerging science suggests we should be taking a much closer look. Erythritol belongs to a family of compounds called sugar alcohols. It's popular because it tastes quite a lot like sugar, about 80% as sweet, which makes it easy for food producers to swap it into their recipes without needing to make major adjustments. Unlike intensely sweet artificial sweeteners such as sucralose or aspartame, erythritol provides bulk and texture, mimicking sugar's role in food. For years, it was considered a perfect solution. It passed through the body largely unabsorbed, didn't spike blood sugar levels, and contained virtually no calories. This made it seem like an ideal choice for people managing diabetes or trying to lose weight. However, its seemingly harmless passage through our system may not be so benign after all. The appeal of erythritol is undeniable, especially when faced with the stark realities of high sugar consumption. With global obesity and diabetes rates continuing to climb, the demand for sugar substitutes has soared. Consumers are actively seeking ways to enjoy their favorite treats without guilt or negative health consequences. Erythritol seemed to fit the bill perfectly, offering a natural-sounding alternative that promised to help us get healthier. Its widespread approval by regulatory bodies like the US Food and Drug Administration, and its exclusion from recent World Health Organization warnings against other artificial sweeteners, only added to its reputation as a safe and sensible choice for managing our sugar intake. This widespread acceptance is now being challenged by a wave of new and rather worrying research. While we were focused on what erythritol do, raise blood sugar, we may have overlooked what it do. Scientists are now investigating its hidden effects on a much deeper cellular level. The very compound we embraced as a health ally might be quietly creating problems in some of the most critical systems in our body, including the delicate architecture that protects our brain. This forces us to ask a difficult question. Is this popular sweetener secretly harming us in ways we never anticipated? The answer appears to be more complex than we once thought. To understand the potential danger, we first need to appreciate one of our body's most amazing defense mechanisms, the blood-brain barrier. Think of it as a highly selective, microscopic fortress wall that surrounds the brain. Its job is to let essential nutrients like oxygen and glucose pass through while blocking toxins, pathogens, and other harmful substances circulating in our bloodstream from reaching our delicate brain tissue. This barrier is absolutely vital for maintaining a stable and protected environment for our brain to function properly. If this barrier becomes leaky or damaged, it can lead to inflammation, nerve damage, and an increased risk of serious neurological problems. This is precisely where the new research from the University of Colorado becomes so alarming. In a study published just this year, scientists exposed human blood-brain barrier cells in a laboratory dish to levels of erythritol, similar to those found in a person's blood after consuming a single sweetened drink. The results were quite startling. The cells showed clear signs of oxidative stress, which is a state of imbalance where harmful molecules called free radicals overwhelm the body's natural antioxidant defenses. This stress caused significant damage to the barrier cells, leading to increased permeability or leakiness. In essence, the erythritol appeared to be punching holes in the brain's protective wall. the damage didn't stop there. The researchers observed that erythritol also disrupted the normal function of the blood vessels themselves. It appeared to reduce the production of nitric oxide, a crucial molecule that helps blood vessels relax and widen, ensuring healthy blood flow. At the same time, it increased levels of a compound called endothelin-1, which causes blood vessels to constrict. This dangerous combination can lead to dangerously narrowed arteries, reducing the vital flow of oxygen and nutrients to the brain. Over time, such a disruption could significantly compromise brain health and function, setting the stage for more severe cardiovascular events. It is crucial to note that these experiments were conducted on isolated cells in a lab, not in living humans. This is an important first step in scientific investigation, but it doesn't replicate the full complexity of the human body. The researchers themselves acknowledge that more sophisticated studies, perhaps using blood vessel-on-a-chip models, or, eventually, carefully controlled human trials, are needed to confirm if these effects truly occur within our bodies. Nonetheless, these initial findings serve as a serious warning shot. They suggest a plausible biological mechanism for how a supposedly inert sweetener could directly harm our vascular system and brain. The potential for erythritol to damage our vascular system extends beyond just the brain. The same mechanisms that appear to harm the blood-brain barrier could also increase the risk of life-threatening blood clots. The University of Colorado study found another disturbing effect. Erythritol seemed to block the release of a substance called tissue plasminogen activator, or TPA. Our bodies produce TPA as a natural clot buster to dissolve blood clots that form in our vessels. By impeding this crucial process, erythritol could allow dangerous clots to persist and grow, potentially leading to a blockage that causes an ischemic stroke or a heart attack. This new cellular research adds a compelling how to what other large-scale studies have been suggesting for a few years. A major study from the Cleveland Clinic in 2023, which followed over 4,000 people, delivered a bombshell finding. It discovered that individuals with the highest levels of erythritol in their blood were roughly twice as likely to experience a heart attack or stroke over a 3-year period. This was an observational study, meaning it found a strong correlation but couldn't prove that erythritol was the direct cause. However, when combined with the new lab evidence showing how it might cause such harm, the link becomes much more convincing. Previous research has also hinted at these dangers. Some studies have shown that consuming as little as 30 grams of erythritol, the amount you might find in a pint of keto ice cream or a couple of sweetened beverages, can make blood platelets stickier and more prone to clumping together. Platelets are the tiny blood cells responsible for forming clots to stop bleeding. When they become hyperactive, they can form unnecessary clots inside blood vessels, which is the underlying cause of most heart attacks and strokes. This growing body of evidence, from large population studies to detailed cellular experiments, paints a worrying picture of erythritol's impact on our cardiovascular health. What this means is that the very people who are most likely to use sugar substitutes, those with obesity, diabetes, or metabolic syndrome, are often the same people who are already at a higher risk for cardiovascular disease. For this vulnerable group, a sweetener that potentially increases blood clot risk could be particularly dangerous. The promise of managing blood sugar with erythritol may come with an unforeseen and unacceptable trade-off: a higher risk of the very heart attacks and strokes they are trying to prevent. It highlights a critical gap in our understanding and regulation of these widely used food additives. The modern food environment presents us with a difficult dilemma. We are constantly warned about the dangers of sugar, yet the alternatives we are offered may come with their own set of hidden risks. Erythritol's story is a classic example of this conundrum. We chose it because it seemed like a safe, natural, and effective way to reduce sugar in our diets. It helped people manage their weight and blood glucose, which are undeniably important health goals. Now, we are faced with compelling evidence that this same ingredient might be weakening our brain's defenses and predisposing us to cardiovascular events. This leaves many of us wondering, what are we supposed to eat? The challenge is that there is no perfect, one-size-fits-all answer. Every sweetener, whether it's natural like stevia or artificial like aspartame, comes with its own profile of benefits, drawbacks, and scientific uncertainties. Some people experience digestive issues with sugar alcohols, while others are concerned about the long-term effects of artificial chemicals on their gut microbiome and overall health. The science is constantly evolving, and what is considered safe today might be questioned tomorrow. This makes it incredibly difficult for the average person to make an informed choice while navigating the supermarket aisles, faced with a barrage of confusing marketing claims. My advice has always been to prioritize real, whole foods over highly processed products, and that holds true here. The simplest way to avoid the potential risks of any sweetener is to reduce your reliance on them altogether. This doesn't mean you can never have a sweet treat, but it does mean being mindful of how often you consume processed, sugar-free items. Try to retrain your palate to appreciate less intense sweetness. Use small amounts of natural sweeteners like fruit, a little honey, or maple syrup where appropriate, while being aware that these still contain sugars and calories. The goal should be to reduce your overall sweet tooth, not just substitute one type of intense sweetness for another. Ultimately, this new research on erythritol serves as a powerful reminder to remain curious and critical about what we put into our bodies. Don't take marketing labels like healthy or natural at face value. Stay informed by following the latest scientific research from credible sources, but avoid panicking based on a single study. For now, it seems prudent to treat erythritol with caution, especially if you are consuming it frequently or have underlying cardiovascular risk factors. Making conscious, informed decisions about our food is one of the most powerful things we can do for our long-term health and well-being.